Well, hello there, friends. It's Mr. Malte, and joining me is my special guest, Mrs. Mandrick.
Hello.
Today, we're going to look at one of my favorite topics, dinosaurs and fossils. I love going to the river valley in Edmonton and collecting fossils. We have dinosaur bone beds in Edmonton. A lot of people don't know that this area that we are in had dinosaurs in it because we were part of that whole interior seaway that actually existed. There was ocean in Alberta at one point when dinosaurs existed. So, the real skills we're going to be looking at are accessing information online on sites like National Geographic and Epic, where there are some amazing resources for that.
Mm-hmm.
Using research to summarize, and then giving our sources and using our keyboard skills. And we're also going to review a bunch of the other tech skills from the past that we've been doing. So this is awesome. Ms. Mandrick, I'm so pumped to be doing dinosaurs. So I've given you a template that I created, and your teacher should have put that into your classroom class. So that should be a thing that we can just pause. You get to classroom, you get your fossil trading card or your dinosaur trading card put in there. So there's a few different parts here that we're going to replace.
Yeah.
And lots of different outcomes. So I think first we need to choose which dinosaur we are doing. An Alberta-based dinosaur would be good. There were lots of great dinosaurs in Alberta.
Mm-hmm. Do we even have like an Edmonton dinosaur, like specific to the Edmonton region? And some, I believe we have some Tyrannosaurus rexes or some type of that family.
Edmontosaurus?
Edmontonsaurus or the Albertosaurus.
Yeah.
There are some. That's its own cool thing that you could look up of what kind.
Edmontosaurus is how you pronounce that one, I guess. Edmontosaurus. No,
Edmontosaurus
or Albertosaurus, both named after this area. I mean, even when they they were doing a sewer tunnel in Edmonton, and they found, I think it was Edmontosaurus, or an Albertosaurus, one of those two.
Which is so cool. But what if, just for this case, because we'll just keep it easy with do you want to just do a Tyrannosaurus Rex just to keep it?
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty easy peasy for now.
Even as we're starting and we choose, can you go to a new tab and just show how we can click on it? And let's do one I always mispronounce, Ankylosaurus.
This is going to be fun. Ankylosaurus. This is good spelling.
And then put pronunciation after that.
Pronunciation.
There we go. This should help us with our dinosaurs.
Well, I want to know how do we say it.
Yeah.
Once it loads,
It's got to load the whole dictionary. It should be faster than that, but that's okay. We're running a meet. We're recording. We're doing a lot of stuff. So maybe I shouldn't have suggested this. Okay, there we go. Okay.
There it goes.
Ankylosaurus.
Ankylosaurus.
Perfect.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, good practice.
Good practice.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can close that. We can go back to our research stuff. I just find dinosaur names good thing to check them out.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to do a T-Rex?
Yeah. First off, it might be even easy to spell, like T-Rex, not Ankylosaurus, which might be trickier. Although, granted, if this were my project, I probably would write it down over and over again, just so I can have that spelling. So I could say, my fossil.
Yeah. Now that is word art. So when we click on my fossil, we'll have to click it and it'll open up that word art box. I believe, yeah. And then we can type
T-Rex.
And we know it's short for Tyrannosaurus Rex. Terrible or lizard king, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Terrible lizard king.
Terrible lizard king.
Tyrant lizard king, one of those two.
You know what? I feel like that's something that I could probably look up while I'm kind of researching a little bit today is figure out possibly, number one, how to spell Tyrannosaurus Rex in the full name. And what does that actually mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool.
It looks like you've got some pictures that we want to find. Like this looks like a fossil itself. And maybe like a picture of what it looked like with a little bit more meat on its bones. Just a little bit.
One of the coolest fossils that was discovered in the oil sands in northern Alberta. And it's almost a complete nodosaur, like a Ankylosaurus type of dinosaur with those scales. Wow. Amazing.
And you can find that. I'm not quite sure what museum that was, but I know that
The
you can find
Natural
it.
Museum.
Yeah. Oh, so cool. But it looks like you're looking for some information that we want to find about the T-Rex specifically, like their living period. And all of this is things that we can just research and find out with different sources, right, Mr. Malsay?
Absolutely. So we're going to look at two sources. And one, we should have an Epic account by now. So hopefully if you go to Epic, if you've never used Epic, get on the Epic train. That's for other videos we've done. And you could search for even paleontologist and paleontology before you do your actual research. Mm-hmm. You can probably search for whatever dinosaur we're doing, T-Rex.
T-Rex, let's do it. And it's probably going to correct me. It's going to say, hey, don't you know this is how we spell T-Rex? T-Rex handbook.
So much.
There's a lot of stuff on here. Some of it is just like fun stories, which isn't a bad thing, but it's fun stories. But I can see that there's the show more button if I'm not seeing anything right off the bat that catches my eye. But like, look at this one. North American Tyrannosaurus Rexes.
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 It'd be great. So we can do some research there. And another site that I really love is National Geographic. So look at all these. Tyrant Lizard King. Hey, yeah, cool.
Boom. Got it. Right off the bat.
Largest. So it was a meat eater. It tells you all kinds of things. They've been found in Western United States and Canada. So that's important. So right away, just this one page, all kinds of important information.
You know what's really quite fun is that this is also just a really good way to show even nonfiction text. Like, look at the text features that you're using right off the bat there. As a side cool thing that you can link to,
Beautiful. Captions, extra little table. Okay, so we are looking to summarize some of our information. I think we already can. We can go back to, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reading and we're going to be summarizing. So you have a few different boxes we have on the front, like living period. That's where you're going to have to find out those different periods. Like we've heard of Jurassic Park. There's no Cretaceous Park, but there are different eras of dinosaur living.
And this one even said, I think it even, I'm not sure if it did tell you exactly yet on here when.
So yeah, we got to find that.
Probably maybe on the next page. Nope.
Oh, and that's a good one. They are carnivores. So that's
carnivores.
Very
you know
important.
What? I know that was a question that we were looking for. So I might pick and piece and mismatch all of my things. Their diet. Carnivores.
Carnivorous.
Oh, you.
And I saw some stuff on the weight and the length. I think there was size stuff on that last page you had there too.
I think you are correct, actually. A typical T-Rex weighed more than 5 tons. Hookie-gadookie.
4,500 kilograms. Oh my goodness.
Just a little bit. Wait.
Speaking of diet,
4,536 kilograms, was it not?
Sure.
Specifically. I mean,
yeah.
We go, you know what? And just because we could say approximately. Approximately. The length. So this is just simple, like we are just pulling information from here. I'm not even having to summarize lots of my sentences. I'm just pulling information from there.
He says.
Look at. Whoa.
Oh my gosh. Its head was 1.2 meters long, so whew.
Oh. That chomping and chewing. They've got a big mouth. Their teeth are the size of a banana.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah.
Try this. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. So it actually tells you this one tells examples of how to become a T-Rex.
Yeah, and we're Canadian, so it's 50 feet or 15 meters long. So some students in grade 3 might only be a meter and a bit tall. so 15 students end to end would be as long as a T-Rex. You can go do that in the hall.
15 meters. 15 feet or 15 meters?
Ooh. Meters. 15 meters, yeah.
Meters long. Woof.
Living area, Western Canada and U.S. You just put Western Canada. I guess we'll do the Canadian one, or you put US. Yeah.
Ooh.
And actually, our box got a little too big. That's fine. We can just drag the bottom and write more. Perfect. Awesome.
Living period. I haven't found that yet, but that's okay because like I know that there's more pages to come, and if not, there's other resources, right?
Looking for those fun. Ooh, it's a theropod. Those fun words that talk about Cretaceous, Jurassic.
And special cool thing that I absolutely love about Epic is that you can, if you're unsure of a word, you can oftentimes click on it and it will tell you what it is, maybe even how to pronounce it. Sometimes it'll even read it to you.
Yeah.
So cool.
Suborder of carnivorous. Yeah, cool.
Little dinosaurs. It's similar to like the Velociraptor. I like it. Well,
that's just one book where we can do a little bit of summarizing. We could be doing the summarizing on a doc. We could be doing it on a piece of paper. We can be doing it in a variety of places too. We're going to pause for a second on this book, if that's okay. Can we look at another source? Because one of the things we want to really ensure is we want to use a variety of sources, not just one. So if you took all your information from one book, that's not super great. So maybe you want to look at other books on Epic, but I like to go to other good resources. One of the things that people do these days is they go to places that aren't great to get their information. And so we want to maybe go to a new tab. Let's go to National Geographic Kids, which sometimes those books actually appear here in Epic, which is great.
Ooh.
But National Geographic Kids is such a good website, and National Geographic's been around. One of my very first dinosaur books was a National Geographic Young Explorers book, and I love that thing. An epic battle of a T-Rex and a Tyrannosaurus and a Triceratops. Perfect. National Geographic Kids. They're going to have, I'm sure, lots of books and information about paleontology, about fossils. Let's just search for Tyrannosaurus Rex or T-Rex, and I bet you we'll find some awesome stuff here. Loading and going to space.
All right. T-Rex, because I still haven't written down how to spell it yet. But that's okay. Sometimes the internet can pick up what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
Especially when lots of people call it a T-Rex.
And I know we have a lot going on with our computers right now, so it's going to be a little slower. Or maybe this, oh boy, it sure did. Tyrannosaurus Rex, a full book.
Oh man, oh man. Discover why. Tell me more. Why is this the king of the dinosaurs?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Now, I'm sure there's going to be awesome information in here. Let's see if we can find the era in this right away.
Okay.
Massive body.
Body.
Ding, 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 ding.
Did you find it? Found it.
Right there in the Cretaceous period. So there's something we could highlight and copy and paste into our...
Truly. This is great. If you're curious about what that is, you can even look up a little bit more. What is the Cretaceous period? Like you guys have endless opportunities of what are more questions?
Yeah. Now, that's a different font that you copied. So we're going to make sure that we don't just use our Control V, right? We're going to use our Control Shift V. Control Shift V, which copies and pastes the exact same format.
Ooh la la, look at that. Because otherwise this is what I would get, right?
Yeah, it probably won't be terrible. Yeah, oh my gosh.
Ugh.
Right?
Control just not Shift. What we want.
Yeah. And we're going to do some more research. Let's look at the backside of our card briefly. We could always bold some of these things and change some things up. Let's go to the backside of our card where, down at the bottom, I put sources. So we should probably type where we got this information. One is National Geographic Kids. It's doing a pretty admirable job, this internet, doing research, running a meet, and recording.
Proud of it.
National Geographic Kids. A little delay after yours.
Yeah. There you go.
Now, one thing I want to do, Ms. Mandrick, I want to make this a link because we can do that in a digital resource. So are you
And what
ready
a
for
handy
this
way.
skill?
Oh, this will be so good, especially if I need to go back and I look something up and I won't lose it.
Absolutely. So we're going to highlight National Geographic Kids.
Highlight National Geographic Kids.
And they should see the link button pop up. Maybe. Yeah, there it is. Directly above next to the A and the pen. There is the link. It looks like a chain. We've used this before. Let's click it. Insert link. Yeah. And then we can go to our Tyrannosaurus Rex book.
Right over here.
And we can grab the address right from the address bar. Triple click will be the best. Click, click, click. Control C. And back to our slide. The internet's just struggling with all the stuff we're doing.
It's always going to struggle when you're trying to show it. That's just what happens.
Yeah.
Here we go.
We can't pause meet recordings. There we go.
Well,
Control V.
And
apply.
Apply. Oh, boom. This is so cool.
That is a link right to our source. We could change the color to be, don't do it now, but you can always change it to white or whatever. All right. Now there is a summarizing spot where this fossil was found. Actually, that little peg can move around. I know there was a T-Rex discovered even in southern Alberta, in Morin, Alberta, which is just southeast of Red Deer. So you can kind of throw that in southern Alberta.
I think that's southeast of Red Deer.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Beautiful. And this is where you're going to do some summarizing, what the teacher's going to want. Should we go back to our front and should we get rid of some of our pictures and add in some T-Rex pictures?
Well, because this isn't a T-Rex fossil.
Sure isn't.
So I feel like that's an easy one. And you even said I could probably just replace the image with something that I can find from the web, like, well, a Tyrannosaurus Rex fossil.
Yeah.
Specifically a fossil on this one. We're not going to look for...
What do you think? I think, yeah.
Did I get it? No, it's a O instead of a U. Fossil. Tyrannus. Ooh, look at that.
Those are cool.
Those are cool. That one's creepy looking head on.
Yeah, I wonder where that is.
I don't know. And I bet one of the things that we could do is we could say, like, okay, I want specifically one that I could find in an Alberta museum or a Canadian museum. But
they definitely have them in Alberta for sure at the Tyrrell Museum. Oh, look at that. That looks fantastic.
He's grinning at you. Hey, how you doing?
And the other thing, we're going to replace that Ankylosaurus.
Right down here?
Yeah, let's replace that. Replace image. Let's search for a T-Rex, but this time, let's use our other skill, search the web. Let's do T-Rex.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can just put T-Rex probably in it.
You just don't like the bad spelling.
I think when you spell it incorrectly, sometimes our search doesn't come up as accurately. T-Rex, but this is where we're going to do something very special. We're going to add PNG. It's dynamite. And there's transparent as well. Oh, now these ones. Oh, look at these.
Oh, look at this guy. Oh,
let's click it. Now, sometimes these are fake PNGs. They're not always, but I like that one.
This one looks so cool.
And replace.
Oh,
now it's cut off, and that's okay because I cropped the last one, but that's okay. You can go up to the top, and there is a button. You could do that, or you could also, there is a right next to replace image. There is a reset image. That's reset. So that's going to change my crop there.
Oh, that looks nice.
So I had cropped that originally.
Okay. That makes sense.
Great. And it's kind of a great size. You could always Control-Alt-J, make it a little smaller if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm. But I kind of like that he's like popping out a little bit. Yeah, that looks so good. There's a part of me that, like, I can of course go in and change some of the colors up and make them look like beautiful and how I would want them, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. That seems like a when you're done getting all of your information step.
Yeah. And so the big thing is going to be summarizing the type. I thought if you could put like carnivorous or carnivore down there in bold. I mean, there's all kinds of things we do to make this more.
Oh, I could say the Tyrant Lizard King.
Sure. It's gonna be kind of big, so you're gonna control Alt J to make it smaller and move it over.
And you're right.
Control Alt J.
Okay, too far. I made this error once as I got really happy with the like making it smaller, and then I lost it and I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So too far.
That's what the name means. You could have put carnivore there. It depends on what the teachers want for their cards. It's already starting to look fantastic. And on the backside, we're gonna have to summarize. So this is where we're gonna have to take all that information and we're gonna have to summarize it into this little box about this fossil or about this dinosaur. So Tyrannosaurus Rex was found. So this is where we're not just copying and pasting. And I'm not going to ask you to do all this right now, but we're going to read some books about the T-Rex. We're going to go through and we're just going to get more information. Let's look a little bit more at that one National Geographic book, actually. Right? We have fossil findings.
It's a brainy beast.
Giant.
Brainy beast? Oh, because he's so big.
Yeah. Yeah, big head, big
and
brain.
Apparently, its brain is twice as large as other dinosaur noodles. That's fun.
Making it more intelligent and therefore a little more scary.
Possibly. Can hunt you. Better predator.
Yeah.
They found a whole bunch. If you want to go to in South Dakota, they've got one named Sue.
Fossil named Sue. Not a boy named Sue. A fossil named Sue.
A baby T-Rex is about the size of a small turkey. Aw, that's terrifying.
So your challenge is going to be to take all this information and to write one paragraph that kind of summarizes. So there might be a sentence about how big it was and a sentence about where it was found and all that sort of stuff. And this is going to be the great thing where teachers can work with their students to take all that information and summarize in a small box. And no, you're not making this into 3-point font so that you can write more. That's the whole challenge here is writing about it. And then there's a section there too for where it was discovered and talking about maybe the paleontology aspects of the fossil. So the first one could be about what they were like when they're alive. And then the next part, like where they're found and something about paleontology down there.
Yeah.
Great. And maybe those other pictures could be fossil digs, some paleontologists in action. We have some famous paleontologists in Alberta, like Dr. Curie. So some more things already. Look at your card coming alive.
It's looking, oh man, it looks so good.
So good. And we could always print these out as, maybe half of a page on cardstock.
Ooh, yeah.
We don't have to print them at all, but they're going to look good. I mean, that's going to look fantastic as a poster even, right?
Only because this guy is so happy and smiling. And look at the great information.
I'm happy. I'm you, and I'm happy about it. Okay, so that was kind of a longer video just because we wanted to kind of walk through that process. And hopefully you made it through the video because it's entertaining and also teaching you some different skills. So I think we'll stop there. Anything else we should add?
I feel like that's the gist of it. Like teachers are going to have the specific things that they want to find, and that's perfect. That'll help you figure out what you want to use for your summarizing. I know that there's lots of strategies for summarizing as well that you could probably figure out and look up, and teachers have ideas for.
Yeah.
This is just a really, really great way to just pull it all together.
Okay. Thanks, Ms. Medrick.
Thank you, Mr. Balte. This is great.
I love your card.
Thanks, me too.